All women in society can experience violence from men they know. This includes disabled women, older women, lesbians, black women, women from minority groups and women from all social classes. Overwhelmingly, women experience violence from men. Women do not perpetrate violence against men to anywhere near the same extent. Disabled women can and do experience violence and abuse from husbands, boyfriends, fathers, uncles, brothers, male carers or male friends or any man they know. It can happen in their home or within residential and daycare centres. Disabled women experiencing violence from men they know are often met with disbelief when they try to tell somebody what's happening.
Disabled women are treated differently because there's the barriers that these so-called professionals see. They see the wheelchair and the strange voice, and they think that because we're in a chair and we talk differently, that we can't have experienced violence.
Professionals don't really pick up and don't really listen to disabled people, just listen to able-bodied people.
Yeah, I feel the same. They ignored,
Yeah, because you're not taken seriously.
Leeds Interagency Project was established in 1990 to raise awareness of the issue of women experiencing violence from men they know. My role is as development worker, Disabled Women's Services. I myself am a disabled woman. The whole ethos of the post is that it comes from a social model approach, which means that we look at society's barriers that stop disabled people taking part in the world on an equal level with others, rather than what's wrong with the individual disabled person who needs to be cured and made better in order to fit in.
I spend my time doing quite a lot of theatre work. I'm into doing plays that are about raising awareness around disability within the social model.
I work for a national organisation called Change, who campaigns for all the rights of disabled people.
It's based on my disability and it's explaining that just because I've got cerebral palsy doesn't mean to say that I haven't had a life. I like going out, the theatres, holidays, day trips, and concerts, right? Shopping.
All the Asian ladies come every Thursday there, and we talk, we sharing, caring each other, and which everybody feel better.
One of the biggest things disabled women can feel is that they're isolated and alone in what's going on for them.
In the beginning, when I got married, there was a joint family, and I was working at the end of week, when I was getting wage. They kept the wage, and they don't want me to give spending money, So why you need the money for? And they take all my money, and if even I want something, I have to beg, if I can. Even if I ask 10 times, nobody listen. And they won't let me go out. Can't speak to my husband. He never listened. I didn't have any support from anywhere. If I talk to somebody, I'll be in trouble, from the family. When I was going out, they complaining to my husband. She was not at home. Where she been? My husband go to work. It was only me, so I always sleep. because I've been suffering over 10 years with a chronic fatigue. Then doctor sent me hospital, you know. So then I feel better, you know, he's helping me. Well, I've been to the rendezvous, you know, mental health, you know, and they introduced me with the dosti. Since I've been coming in the dosti, I feel better.
The group work that we do is a closed group of disabled women only, which is really important.
I think we need more classes and groups that disabled women can get together and meet and discuss topics with each other and find ways and means of supporting each other.
Confidentiality is really important so that women know that what's talked about in that group is safe and that won't be shared outside of the group with day centre workers, with social workers, etc. So it's important to know that it's confidential.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's why everybody needs it, you know.
Yeah.
If it's not
Confidential.
what's the point of going
Yes.
in the group?
Yeah. You need to feel safe, don't
Yeah,
you?
that's right.
Because I think one of the things that women will say when they're experiencing violence is that they just don't feel safe, and that'll stop them sometimes from talking to other people.
Sensitive abuse by a disabled person, and it's very nasty. I'm living in a disabled home for disabled people, and even with the two replica used to come in the room at night. If I didn't go in, it makes it worse for me. I was dying to tell somebody, but it wouldn't let me. It went on for 16 years, but one night he got caught about 2 years ago. But tried to start it up again, so I went straight up to the office and told them he was trying to get hold of me again and that. And he used to tell me scrolls, to wrote a letter, go get her down in the office and sent it to head office. And they come and spoke to me, and then they had to commanded police coming, and I had to go to court and give evidence, and they all got 8 months for it. And I thought it'd get more, you know, I was too bit scared anyway.
Yeah.
Until it was all over. I got in a group to talk about things that happened and all that. And I felt better.
Another barrier for disabled women is the physical access into hostels and refuges if they do choose to leave a violent man.
Lack of access to the buildings, lack of transport to get to the venues, and also needing a personal assistant, it all costs money.
But do you think that it would be good if there were agencies that came to centres?
Yeah, to do visits and maybe to offer drop-in sections, maybe once a month or something like that. I think that'd be really good.
There is some racism, you know, so that's why Asian women doesn't want to go out.
There's a big lack of support for gay women. There's because the venues that they hold events in tend to be not wheelchair friendly.
Women with disabilities are ignored, really, but they shouldn't be ignored. It's not right. It was when I was living in my flat, which I got through the council, and Darren, my ex-partner, was being nasty to me. It's like shouting, borrowing money off me, like doing like karate kicks on me, like tripping me up on the floor and as a threat, like threatening to kill me, and also try to break my arm as well a couple of times. And then once he got me by the throat. And he owed me about a few grand in money. What he borrowed off me, never paid me back, never paid me any lodgings and that, never paid me any money for food, for the bills. I had to just come out of my wages, and means I didn't have much money left myself. And all his mates started to come in, took advantage on me as well as Darren, eating me out of house and home with his mates. I also caught him on the sofa with somebody else. And one night, they locked me in my bedroom, took the door handle off, and I said, if you don't keep the noise down, I'm going to call the police, and I threatened them. They took my phone off me because I had to go to work that next day. When I came home, I thought, am I going to go home to a quiet house? This after I got home, all the mates were eating my food, so I lost a lot of weight. And I was thinking, can I cope with this? Simon Jordan, housing manager, got the police to get them all out.
So did you go and see the housing manager yourself?
Well, my mum dealt with it because I was a bit scared of doing it. It took about 8 to 9 months to find myself somewhere else to live. Because if I had another council property, it'll all start all over again. Dad says, oh, can I come and live with you? I says, no. Darren just treated me like a piece of rubbish left in the street. Everybody says I can do a lot better than that, get a better boyfriend than Darren. I'm living in a sheltered housing which is run through St Anne's. I get help onto it, make sure, you know, if I'm independent enough to go out and do my shopping and that. It's just like the odd bit, like if I need, because of the house, I need probably help, just the odd cleaning up a little bit if I missed a bit.
When the violence was happening for you, Shada, did you know that there was anything out there that could help you? No. So you just didn't know where to go?
No.
To get help? What about you, Barbara? Did you know that there were places that you could go to get help?
No. Not really. To have information available in the different formats as well, because there are people with different impairments, and it's important that everything is accessible to everyone. There are a few incidents. One was I was raped by a carer. I didn't know who to tell, so I didn't tell anybody for years. And it was too late to get the police involved. But I reported him at the resource centre. We just moved from the centre to another centre. And that's it, and I was expected to get on without any kind of support. And I think it took me about 10 years before I found the crisis centre, and they came out to another centre. And the second one is an ongoing issue. It's a guy at the resource centre that I attend, and he's constantly either he picks, he bullies, he's just making comments all the time about my impairment, and he follows me to the toilet and sits outside and waits for me, and he goes round the centre telling everybody what I've been discussing with whoever's assisting me. And the manager just gave him warnings. I filled out harassment forms, and then I got the manager's manager involved and was told to keep a diary of what was said and when, or what was done.
I think when it's a violence, first you should know where to go, and then right person, and then confidential. And then you think, you can talk about it.
I think everything is about the lack of information and training for staff.
Because every organisation which is not run by disabled people or like colleges should have a copy of the Disability Discrimination Act.
I feel happy now what I did, and I'm glad I did what I did to help other people and help it can happen nowhere else.
Being disbelieved is one of the biggest issues for disabled women experiencing violence, but with accessible information and appropriate support, disabled women can and do go on to rebuild their lives free of violence.